everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you a story, a horror story from community, horror in quotes actually, horror story from my community pharmacy practice, and I just hope that you enjoy it. Recently in the States we had like a curfew situation where the state governor imposed a curfew, and like everybody was supposed to be home at a particular time, and because of this curfew there was unusual like traffic, there was unusual rush, people rushing home. In the office we usually close about an hour before the curfew so that everybody could get home on time. On this particular day, while we were hurrying to go home, we're like balancing our account. It was really late. At this time we shouldn't have still been in the office. It was really late because we had people trooping in towards like the closing time and overstaying. Because of this we stayed longer than we were supposed to. So on that day I was really agitated, and I was just hurrying to close so that I could like balance the account and just send balance the account and be on my way. So while I was trying to balance my account and everything, we had closed the gate, but people could still see us from outside. So this guy came and was like, "Hey, you guys, it's not your closing time. What are you doing? I want to get something." And the security guy was like, "We've closed for the day. Please, you can come back tomorrow, or you can check other pharmacies that are still open, because pharmacies are like within almost walking distance from each other in that area where I work." So and I was like, "No, no," like kind of being argumentative, and everyone is stressed out, because you don't want to be caught outside after the closing hours, after the curfew time. You don't want to be caught outside. So I was agitated. The security man was agitated. Everyone was agitated. The security guy lives very far from the office compared to me, so he was even more agitated than I was. And so he was telling this guy, we've closed," and the guy was like, "What do you mean by you've closed? What do you mean by that? You guys are very wicked, you are not professional and all that, and this is not right." I mean, if you really have issues with like our closing, if you really have issues with that, in my mind that's what I was thinking, then write a letter to the governor. I want to work, I want to dispense drugs, I want to be of service, you know but I don't want to be in a very dangerous situation where I'm stranded and can't get home. And there were all sorts of stories at that period about people who were stranded, and I just don't want to get into it. So it was like really stressful for me. And this guy, I mean, he's within walking distance, but I don't live within walking distance. But he was just screaming and shouting and like saying, "Oh, he's gonna bite us, like if you guys don't attend to me, like let me see how you're gonna leave this office, I'm gonna bite you." Like he was just like making threats. And I really know how to tune people out. Like if I'm really not in the mood, I can tune anybody out. So I just tuned him out because I just wanted to get out of there as soon as possible, because the later you leave your office, the less likely you are to see a vehicle on time. So it was just, that was not my concern. I just wanted to leave. Usually other people come like this during this period. Instead of being argumentative, they just keep repeatedly saying what they need. I need a paracetamol, I need paracetamol, just only paracetamol I need. So because they repeat what they need, you just give in to it and just be like, "Oh." Usually they come and they'll be like, "I need paracetamol, alone, I just need paracetamol, please just help me." And then because of like them constantly repeating it, I just usually hand the paracetamol, the pain medication, like an analgesic. Is if you don't know what paracetamol is, okay, so I usually just hand it to the security guy and he gives it to them. So because you people, like if it's something that is not really that serious and you just call, we give it to you. But this guy was not in the mood for that. He just kept going on and on and on about how horrible we were. And by this time he was still talking and talking, and we had closed. And then while he was talking, I just, we came out of the office, closed the thing, and we're just on our way because I was stressed. My security guy was stressed. Everybody was stressed. And then he was just screaming. about how wicked we are and how we will suffer and how you're just coming from a church. And at that time, I now replied him and I was like, he was just like raining curses because like that's the Nigerian thing to do, rain curses on people. So now I was just like, if truly, we are living far, if truly we need to go and if truly we are living far, if truly we need to be at home on time, if truly we it's going to be hard for us to see vehicles, and we are way past the official closing time, then all this your courses is going back upon your head. Oh my god. Then he flared up even more and was screaming and like shouting and all that. But this time I was really late. We had already locked the premises. So I just started going and got home. So the next day I told my colleagues about what happened and all that. I think like the next day or 2 days later he came back. Oh my god. And that day I had really exerted myself interacting and like being with customers and clients and all that. And he came back and he was like, where's that useless girl, where's that mannerless girl, where's that idiot? And he was just like screaming, and these people are evil. I want to speak with the owner of this place. What is that evil? All the curses in this world. He was like, well, like I was looking directly at me. I was saying all this. I was just like scrolling through my phone because there was no other client to attend to. So I was just scrolling through my phone. And he was screaming and he was shouting and like, oh, where's that? I mean, all sorts of names. My colleague was trying to calm him down. My colleague was like, okay, hello, what's the issue here? Trying to calm him down and just talk to him, trying to get him to calm down. But it was like the more she tried to get him to calm down, the more he was flaring up and like screaming and like everything. And just anyway, my colleague, another pharmacist, now like she heard all the screaming going on, and she was like, she asked me what happened, and then I told her, well, this is the guy I was talking about. Like I had gone inside because the screaming was too much, so I left the pharmacy floor and went inside to the offices. So that was when I met my other colleague there, and she was like, what's happening? I was like, this is the guy that I told you about, that so she came out like, because it was getting too much. It's just the only luck we had was like there was no other clients there, but he was just screaming and screaming. Just imagine that there was another client there. So my colleague came out and was like, okay, so excuse me, sir. Like she came from the offices and she was like, excuse me, what's the issue here? And he was like, what are you, like he was just like in this fight face, like aggressive face. So like when she came in, I was like, sir, excuse me, what's the issue here? And he was like, what are you? Who are you? And all those kind of things. Like, and she was like, I'm a pharmacist. Trying to explain herself. He was like, sir, you're like trying to come in, like, because since the soft to calm method was not working, she was trying to, use his own method. And she was like, sir, please, this is an office, so try not to be too, and he was like, like the guy fled up and he was like, scream, who the hell are you? And all those kind of things. My friend, go and sit down. It's like starting to insult her. And she was like, you're not gonna insult me in my own office. Oh my god, I love that my colleague. Like she was good for those kind of clients because sometimes their own they tie rapper. So she's like, you're not gonna insult us in an office. You either let us know your grievances, like in a normal, like in a regular way. Don't come here and be disrupting everything and screaming and insulting everybody. And he was like insulting. I cannot even remember what it was. Like he was really insultive and all that. Okay, and then she was like, okay, since you're not, he was like, I want to see the owner of this place. And she was like, okay, I'm the owner. And he was looking at her like, I'm not the owner. And she was like, I'm the owner of this place. You have seen me, so what's the issue? Okay, he got another insulting, questioning, all these kind of things. And she was like, okay, if you're not gonna calm down, then leave. My god, the guy could not believe it. Like he was like, I'm not going to live here. Who are you, by the way? Who are you to tell me to leave? I'm not going to leave here. She was like, okay, if you're not going to leave, nobody should talk to him again. So everybody just, kept quiet and said, looking other way. So he was like, kind of thinking about that. Wow, this one nobody's talking to me. Maybe she truly is the owner. She was like still insulting, even if it's your father's place, you know, you have no right. She was like, no, it's not my father's place, it's my place, I'm the owner of the place, what is the issue? And he was screaming all over the place. I was like, just insulting. Like nothing he was saying was really something that you could say, okay, let's take this away from this argument or this disagreement. It was just insult upon insult upon insult. So she was like, okay, we're gonna insult. She now called our security guy to walk him out. You know, he was really upset. It was like, she was like, okay, walk him out. And so the guy came and was about to walk him out. She was, he just eyed the guy like, come on, will you get out of here? Who are you to touch me? Kind of thing. At the end of the day, he left, you know, and he was like, he left and he was like, maybe all kind of threats, I'm not going to come back, blah, blah, blah. But he still came back and he was much more well behaved. So that is the takeaway from this, you know. It's good to have, I feel like in every business enterprise, it's very important to have people who like people who balance each other out, you know, in every establishment. So that is my horror story for today, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then stick around because there are going to be much more stories. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.